look in the mirror, how could you face that? Mask on, don't even know where my face at. Plenty don't even know where to waste that. All these in the room, how could you waste that? Huh? Why would you chase that? It's a never-ending run on this racetrack. No matter what.
All right, Coach, it's the NFL on EA Sports as you take a look there at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, PA. The scene in South Philly a few moments ago. Boy, the city of brotherly love is fired up. They're saying fly, Eagles, fly as they get ready to match up with the Carolina Panthers. Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. This one taken from the 7. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line.
Come on now, let's go. Four down. There we go, back.
Throwing on first is Wentz. They dump off underneath to Ajayi. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 4 yards on the pickup, and it'll bring up a second down.
Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have that center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Working from the gun, Wentz. Ertz over the middle. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. An Eagle first down, Wentz to Ertz.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
Now it's the all-purpose back. This is Darren Sproles. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Next, the receivers helped spread the defense out, and they were able to come through with a slashing run.
But to that point, it's going to be interesting to see the personnel chess match as this one progresses.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Can they continue to create running lanes out of passing sets? And if so, it's going to be a long day for the defense.
Man 5-7.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. A nice pickup there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 43.
Go. 20.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And an alley to run. And down to the 36-yard line here. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. You often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
Now they'll throw it. Wentz. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Dontari Poe. Continuing to fight downfield, the big tackle gets him for a loss of 11. Eagles coming up here on a 3rd and long, so Wentz and company with some work to do after the sack. From the gun, it's Wentz. Looking for Aguilar, and it's intercepted. It's the Pro Bowler Luke Kuechly that picks it, and he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
21, 21.
So after the INT, it's Breeze. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Shorty.
Now it's the Boise State alum, Jay Ajayi. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a first down. The Eagles into the red zone for the first time. 1st and 10 right at the 20.
Tight. List on 7.
They'll toss it to Ajayi. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
They fake the give. Now Wentz. And this is Ertz with it, right side. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Zach Ertz, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Eagles have taken the early lead. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. Elliott now to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Panthers offense here, they get ready to head back on the field. And last time wasn't pretty. 1 play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. And he'll dump this off to his running back, McCaffrey. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and that'll make it a 2nd down. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
21.
Working from the gun, it's Breeze. This one complete to Curtis Samuel. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's his first catch, and it'll be good for 15 at a 1st down.
11.
First carry for Christian McCaffrey. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to him.
9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. This is McCaffrey on the give. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again. Go play action, hit them over the top.
With my good friend Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin with you. It's the Panthers in possession of the football as we begin quarter number 2. They face a 2nd and 7 to start things out. Now they'll throw with Breeze. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. Michael Bannon in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year. And with a 3rd and 14, we have 6 defensive backs out there now defensively. To throw is Breeze. He's going to go deep for Funchess. And a shot taken on 3rd down, unsuccessful. 4th down now.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So on trots the field goal unit, and wow, this is going to be a challenge here. This will approach NFL record territory. It's a 62-yard attempt. And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance. And, Charles, when you start talking about NFL kickers that have hit from 62 or further, it's a pretty short list, isn't it?
That it is, but how about the trust by a head coach to even let your kicker try from that range? That's really showing a lot of faith that he can get the job done.
Yeah, faith and guts. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll begin the drive with a jive. And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Wentz to throw on 2nd down. That ball's caught at the right side. His first catch, good for 9 in the 1st down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And 3 yards there takes him to the 45.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Now Wentz throwing on second down. Ertz has it left side. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Wentz now on 1st down. And that's incomplete. He was trying to get that one to Darren Sproles. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Let's face it, you can run the route tree as many times as you want, get in sync, practice it, do all those things. But once you get to game speed, it doesn't always time up quite that well. That one goes incomplete.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
This is Ajayi. And they'll get him down right around the 16. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Sometimes play calls boil down to philosophy. You know you're facing one of the top 10 units against the run in the NFL. So do you decide to keep smashing against them, or do you decide to throw the ball here?
Play action. Now Wentz. And Rodgers has it over on the right side. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Shotgun now for Wentz. And that one's going to be over everybody in the back of the end zone. It's incomplete.
But that was certainly an aggressive call and an aggressive play. Instead of just going for the 1st down, took the shot in the end zone, went for the touchdown.
And on 3rd down, they said, forget about the sticks. We want 6. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
And onto the field, here come the Panthers. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. 1:59 to go in the first half. We'll come back to Philadelphia after this.
You're good. Line 4, ready. Twenty-one. 12. 11.
Now Breeze throwing on 2nd down. And caught left side, Olsen. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. Brees going to try and throw on third down. And this is going to be incomplete. And now the Eagles going to signal for a timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So on fourth down, kicking it away here, Michael Pilardi. Back deep is Darren Sproles. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Now Philadelphia ready to get going on offense again. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
They'll begin the drive with Sproles. And he'll find some space up to about the 25. Brandon Carr there to make the stop.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass.
Here we go. 180.
Wentz now to throw. And he comes back with one complete. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. A first down for the Eagles. Wentz finding the former Raven Wallace. On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. And the reception made by Alshon Jeffrey. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1.
Ram.
On first down, Wentz completes it to Aguilar. Touchdown, Philadelphia! Carson Wentz with 2 first-half touchdown passes. And the Eagles add 6 to their lead. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here of the second quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second half.
Elliott good with a PAT, and the lead is now 17-3. Elliott now to kick this one away. Moore now on the return. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Here are the Panthers now as their offense comes back out onto the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
Here's Brees to throw. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. On 1st and 10, here's Brees. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the the sack. Fletcher Cox, he's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. The sack cost him only a yard. It's 2nd and 11. Shotgun now for Breeze. And this one complete right side to Funchess. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
Here we go. Under. 12.
From the gun on 3rd down, Breeze. He rifles complete, caught by Moore. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. This was the old NFL record distance for decades, a 63-yard attempt. And off the crossbar, no good. A sensational effort from that distance, but rejected by the bar. So we've come to halftime here in Philly with the Eagles on top. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. That's fielded in the end zone. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Out come the Panthers. They'll have it first on offense in the 3rd quarter. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is a real
pressure up the middle, and down he goes. Fletcher Cox in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. From the gun, it's Breeze. And he finds his man, the tight end Olsen. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down.
There's a completion to the tight end, and I think that we're looking at something out of Central Casting, frankly.
Absolutely. I mean, size, the hands.
Speed. I mean, can flat out run. You put that whole package together, you light up the eyes of an offensive coordinator, don't you?
Got it. 21. 11. Ready, like that.
Breeze now. And he finds a man. It's Olsen. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. And they're able to convert on 3rd with a solid gain of 23.
Here we go.
Working from the gun, it's Breeze. Caught left side by Funchess. And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1.
Got it. 21.
Again, it's Breeze. It's caught by Funchess. He got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They looked like a different team here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there were very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
Took till the second half, but finally a red zone opportunity here. It's 1st and 10 at the 14. Into the red zone, it's Breeze. And all this is taken in one-handed. What a catch. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Gotta love the catch. I think you gotta love the gloves as well.
Yeah, these one-handed catches, that was great, and they're fun. They become a little more ho-hum like that.
Yeah, they really are, and I know that it sounds like we're taking credit away from the guys, and we don't mean that at all. They really work hard on this one-handed catch thing, but I think the gloves have to be helping in a big way.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. They're looking at 3rd in the nose of the football. And now with the time of the play clock almost up, Ron Rivera's going to call a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. The Panthers on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. They'll try and pick it up from McCaffrey. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1. They'll run for it with Anderson. And he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker.
And he takes it into the end zone for a Panthers touchdown. C.J. Anderson, his first touchdown on the year. And the Panthers have got it back to a 1-score game. Gano the extra point, and that slices the lead down to 17-10. Gano out to kick this one away. This one taken from the 7. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. So here are the Eagles now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. After the long touchdown drive we just saw, you wonder if maybe that's taken a little of the wind out of this offensive sails because they had it going pretty good last time too.
Had to sit over there for a little while, didn't they? You know, they were eager, amped up to get back on the field after just scoring, hoping to get the ball back quickly. That didn't happen, so I'd say come out, just kind of get started again. You know, it doesn't have to be anything dramatic. Just get moving, get loose again, and see if they can get it downfield.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Line of scrimmage, the 31, as they line up 2nd and 10. Once again here on 2nd and 10. Drops it off to Ajayi. 23 yards on the play.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
As he's got this down inside the 40 to the 39. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
On second down, here's Wentz. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's third down. Well, the numbers have been good in the passing game, and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, third quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot. But they have to feel good about how they've been throwing it overall.
And a short gain there down. To the 37-yard line. This would have been a 54-yard boot had they tried a field goal, but they will not try a field goal. They're going for it. It's a sneak. It's Wentz. And he'll be touched out here, but not before he does pick up the first. They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on fourth. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now this time Wentz will throw. Goes underneath for Sproles. And he gets it down to the 32. Give him 3 on the play, and that'll make this a second down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. It's the Eagles in possession of the football and leading this one as we get ready to start the final quarter. Now Wentz throwing on second down. He finds Aguilar over the middle. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward. Wentz now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Working from the gun, Wentz. A dump off to Sproles. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and it'll be second down. This drive's taken more than 3 minutes off the clock already as they come up on second down. Here's Ajayi. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs. How about this offensive line? They're really starting to establish themselves, take over this game.
And before the series began, I know exactly what we said in the defensive huddle. Guys, we got to get no less than a 3-and-out. Let's get off the field. Instead, they can't find any traction towards doing that. Right now, they're just getting muscled all over the field and getting pushed down it.
Wentz now on first down. Escaping the pressure right. Oh, incomplete. A turnover would have really helped there. Almost intercepted. Instead, it's just second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Sunday. There we go. Back.
They run with Ajayi. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
And this is why the head coach gets paid the big bucks. Look at where they are in this situation, partner. Do you throw the ball here in a long-distance situation? Do you run it again and trust your defense and make sure you take care of the ball and punt it away? What kind of options do you have here, and what do you trust more on your team?
Yeah, they may have just pushed him back into that throwing situation. We'll see.
Lion.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for 4th down.
This offense really put themselves in a tough spot on 1st and 2nd down, needing long yardage to try and pick up a 1st down, and they ended up getting a great run. Explosive, picked up nice yardage. You don't expect to be in this situation on 4th down, but guess what? It all started with what happened on 1st and 2nd down. Really put them behind the 8 ball.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to make it a 2-score game. And Elliott puts this one through. And they double him up here. That makes our score 20-10. So his 2nd field goal of the game, and that could turn out to be the big one.
Yeah, you have to make them score twice to beat you, and that's not impossible. But here in the 4th quarter, puts their backs clearly against the wall.
More now to return. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Here come the Panthers now, set to take over on offense. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
36.
Breeze now on 1st down. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle 3rd of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Whenever I see an in-route dropped, as we just saw on that play, I'm always thinking that in the back of their mind, they're worried about what's coming at them because they're going towards traffic on that route as opposed to being away from it and maybe having a little bit more space.
21.
Breeze again here on 2nd and 10. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Nigel Brown. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. Now it's Ajayi. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, 2nd down. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. Wentz to throw on 2nd down. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd.
The best quarterbacks that ever played the game all wanted to blend in with their teammates and be one of the guys. But sometimes you got to take modesty and put it aside. You're the franchise quarterback, the face of the team, and the guy that leads them to victory. You have to get down and protect yourself and not take hits like that.
The Eagles on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 3.
Hey,
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the first. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Time for a break. We're back to finish this one off after this. Now a toss play. It's Ajayi. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. Able to stay in bounds, so the clock keeps rolling. And this defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in. And all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is, first guy there, hold him up. Second, third guy in, rake at the football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover because one more score, and this game's over.
To throw, it's Wentz. Being chased out left. Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Panthers have recovered.
Well, that's one of those mistakes. That's a fumble that when they get to the sidelines, I know you're mad, Coach, but look, we still got this locked down. But that's not necessarily true, is it?
No, their hopes are slim, but you just hate to give them any hope. You could have sealed it right there.
Yeah, could have finished them off and taken away all hope, as we like to say.
Now after the fumble recovery, it's Breeze. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And got his man complete. And they finally get him down, but not before he reaches the 34. A big play there for the Panthers. 54 yards. So how about this for a change in field position? From inside the 10, here's first down on the other side of the field.
Got it.
Now Breeze. He's going to let it fly. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. Breeze now to throw. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Try and get it all back with one big shot right there, but even if successful, that doesn't get them all the way back to where they need to be. Can't totally abandon throwing the ball underneath as well. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10. I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Buying time to his left. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to get it back to a one-score game. And Gano's kick is right through. And that will tighten this one up a bit. Now a one-score game at 20-13. So with just under 40 seconds to go, you figure this is going to need to bounce their way if they have any shot. And the Eagles are going to recover. And that might be enough to put a bow on this one. Fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
And he'll take this one down to about the 40. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Ajayi. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 5 yards on the pickup, and it'll be 3rd down.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
And, Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So for Philadelphia, they remain one of the hottest teams out there as the win moves them to 6-1. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Meanwhile, for Carolina, the loss will drop them to 4-2 on the year. And they'll be at home for one next week as the Baltimore Ravens come to town. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Thicker the